everyone.
Hello.
Today's video is about a collection, and it's a very particular collection because it's all based around leather.
Yes.
And it's by Elie Saab, and he has a whole load of fragrances. They look like this, and they are called the Collection des Essences. But recently, I want to say September, he launched a leather collection.
Yeah.
4 fragrances, one of which is like a sublimator, so something that you can layer with the others, and we thought that was quite an interesting idea. It's an idea definitely that the Middle Eastern culture in perfumery has done for a lot of times, you know, layering one fragrance on top of another, on top of another and another. So we thought we'd share them with you today.
Yeah. So we will kick off, and there's 4 fragrances in the collection de Cuir.
There is.
The first one comes in a gold bottle, and that is what Georgina was saying, the sublimator, so the enhancer. It's called Cuir Absolu, so leather absolute.
When I first looked at, because the French for leather being
Cuir, let's just talk about that.
But it doesn't look like it says, because it's C-U-I-R, so in English we'd be like, how do you say that?
Q. But yeah, it is awkward, and like we found, like when people who don't speak French and you tell them what the name of it is, they are a bit like, what are you saying?
Yeah, the Cuir collection. The collection's queer.
Yeah.
No, the Cuir.
The Cuir is leather. So yeah, that's the thing. Sublimator. The bottle first off is like
super gold.
So nice, gold.
Looks like a gold bullion.
Yeah. And all of the collection fragrances from Elie Saab have this lovely like magnetic cap with the ES logo on the top, which is lovely. Yeah. The idea behind this, so the whole range was made by Francis Cuir Ylang, who makes all Elie Saab fragrances. I think a lot of customers maybe don't even realise that.
Perhaps not.
But he was very much inspired by a very traditional note of Cuir de Russie, which was the Russian leather note, created many, many years ago. Yeah. The reason it was called Russian leather was to smell like the leather of the Russian ballet dancers' boots. Yeah. So the men that would do the kind of amazing jetés and things. And
so very soft
and supple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite interesting that you say that, because when we talk about leather in perfumery, we are talking about like an imagined accord, aren't we?
Yeah.
So like you would never get a piece of leather.
You can't distill a piece of leather. No.
So the perfumer has to make the smell of the leather using lots of different things.
Yeah.
And the Cuir de Russie, the note is kind of quite famous, isn't it? Things like birch tar is in there.
Yes. It's a Styrax balm.
I think juniper goes into it.
Yeah, it's a very kind of deep and smoky note. So this is how Francis imagined this fragrance to be. So you can wear this fragrance on its own. So I will pop it on. If you want to have a try. So you can wear it on its own. But the idea is that you layer it with the other fragrances, which we'll show you in a minute.
It's almost tobacco-y.
It is, yes. Actually, yes. It smells, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Smoky.
Yeah, definitely.
You can definitely smell that kind of birch tar.
Yes.
That kind of tarry, sticky smell to it.
It smells traditionally masculine to me.
Quite
a manly scent. Yeah. And again, I was sort of thinking about like sort of gentlemen's clubs and old-fashioned smoking jackets.
Yeah, and leather armchairs and things. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But actually, I've been wearing this underneath one of the others. Yeah. And it is a great base note.
Yeah,
it's a great sort of fixative, you know, keeps the fragrance on the skin a long time.
You could buy it like that, even if you didn't want to mix it with one of these other ones, which we'll show you. If you wanted to mix it with like a rose fragrance that you've got, you know, it would make a really nice base, because it is quite pure.
Is it an eau de
leather.
parfum?
Yes, they're all eau de parfum, and they just come in one size as well.
Because it just says like sublimateur de parfum. We've talked about that sometimes in our comments. Thank you for leaving those. About, you know, different classifications of fragrances, and sometimes answered a comment about a month ago, and it was about someone had bought a parfum, but actually realised that it wasn't a pure parfum.
It was an eau de parfum.
And that's the thing, is that these companies, they can call the fragrance what they want, and then
there's no legislation on it at all.
Yeah, no. Eau de parfum.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the first one. So then you, as I said, you can buy this on its own, or then you can buy one of these.
So I've got this is the Cuir Ylang. There we go, there, I'll show you the bottle. So the Cuir Ylang is a really beautiful ylang based floral idea. Let's have a spray. Actually, I'm going to put it on top.
Put it on top
of the leather sublimator.
Thank you. Also with these, they have, because Elie Saab is a fashion designer, they have tried to link them all back to a type of leather that he might use in his fashion. Because more and more, he's always been known for like princessy sequin pastel colour gowns, but more and more he's been doing like black kind of rocky style. And the Cuir Ylang is meant to be like a very smooth and supple leather.
It's quite creamy, actually, and I mean the Ylang flower is that sort of yellow starfish shaped flower, often from islands like the Comoros Islands, and very exotic and very warm and very sunny, and reminds you of kind of far-flung places and destinations. But in this one, I feel like it is almost like the gardenia. It's like creamy and elegant at the same time, but there is a definite warmth to this.
I mean, it's definitely the most, out of the three, you'll see us talk about the others, is most traditionally feminine.
Floral, very floral.
But it is a very bold floral, like very
I
sensual.
quite like it over the top of the sublimator, the original gold one, because it gives a real depth to it and anchors it. So sometimes, you know, a real floral fragrance can be almost too feminine. It's nice to have some of the sort of more masculine notes.
And with all of these, I've found when I've sprayed them on me, to be honest, I don't often like them that much at first.
Really?
But then what will happen is I'll catch myself a couple of hours later and I'll be like, oh my gosh, what was that? And it turns out to be one of these.
If I'm doing a training session sometimes as well, I'll end up making my own perfume, because I might have trained 5 or 6 different things, and I'd be just spraying them and they're all on me, and I'll suddenly think I've now invented my own fragrance just by layering.
You get covered in. I was at lunch, so this is totally off subject, but I was just at lunch and I said, I can smell L'Envol de Cartier, and I've not sprayed it on me. I realised it was on my shoes because I'd been spraying loads of blotters with it, and it had gone on my leather shoes and it's absorbed into my shoes. I was like smelling of it anyway. Back to Elie Saab. The next one is Cuir Bourbon.
Oh, vanilla.
Here you can see. So Bourbon vanilla. This would be my favourite, I think.
Yeah. So I've been wearing this the most.
Yeah. So I'll put it. I'm not putting it over the other sublimator.
So I want to.
Yeah.
I sometimes find vanilla fragrances too sweet.
Definitely.
But when you spray on over the top of this, it doesn't. I think it doesn't.
And it's
smell
not
sweet.
Cakey patisserie vanilla. It's a really deep black. You know, you can almost like smell like, you know, the pod, the seeds, the gooiness of the vanilla.
Not like ice creams.
And it's a lot. You know, it's not just vanilla. It's Cuir Bourbon, so it's leather and vanilla. And so it's just the right balance for me of the smokiness of the leather and the sweetness of the vanilla.
There's almost like is there a spiciness in there? It feels like there's something spicy.
Like a little
saffron
pepper or something, I don't know.
It smells like not like a black pepper note though, but more of a smooth spice. I was wondering. Well, maybe that's just the leather underneath. Now I'm confusing myself because there's too many things going on.
But that's my favourite, and I think a lot of people's favourite as well.
It's more like a burnt vanilla.
Yes, like caramelised.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
Last one is Cuir Patchouli. And patchouli, of course, is a great, very famous ingredient in perfumery. Got no skin left to spray this.
I know, I think I'm going to go like up my arm.
Okay, I'm going to do a blotter. Now, patchouli is actually a leaf, and it's the dried leaf that is used. It was actually used years and years ago to transport linen and materials in big chests. You know, I'm talking like Victorian times and before, because otherwise, if they were in storage travelling, they would get sort of a bit bally. Yeah. So the patchouli leaves were like layered in with the fabrics
because they're like a repellent. The smell is like an insect repellent.
The smell is very dry and earthy and woody.
Yeah. Thank you.
At the same time. And this one does smell quite dry, this patchouli to me, and earthy. But again, it is super sophisticated.
It's very
elegant.
And very like true. You know, if you like a true patchouli smell, it's literally like putting your head in patchouli leaves. You know?
No, I know what you mean. And I think the fact that it's the perfumer has also put things like cumin in it to give it that sort of real kind of oriental spice. There's actually bergamot in here, but I don't detect so much sparkle citrus fruit. It's much more dry immediately. Yeah, and there's amber, so there's a lot of kind of warmth coming through. And then actually, let me find some skin and do it, because again, I haven't actually tried this one mixed. So I'm gonna do it up here. I've got some skin left. I love these caps.
So nice.
Because I'm wondering if the amber that's in this leathery note really mixes with this, and it
I think so. It definitely also has a little bit of cinnamon, like that kind of Christmassy sweetness.
Here goes. Smell it. Yeah, so much less dry than when it was first sprayed on the card.
Yeah.
So this is real kind of what I imagine pure patchouli note to smell like. But of course here, with the blend, you've got more of a rounded evocation of it.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Very nice collection. I don't know if they might add to it in the future. I can imagine it's probably would be like that, because they've done that with the original collection. So we'll keep you posted if we hear about anything else. Thanks so much for watching.
Let us know if you like leather fragrances.
Yes.
It's not always an easy family to wear.
No.
But it's often used in like a base note of certain fragrances. But yeah, tell us what you like, and please leave comments.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.